What's going on, everybody? I've been spending time going through the Epstein files, trying to compile a lot of my stuff from Minnesota. So much documentation of constitutional rights issues and different issues, law breaking issues with ICE, and some different things like that. So, been spending my time doing that. What's going on, everybody? CCP, what's going on? Matt, Sheffy, Tiffany, Steph, Vanessa, Dory, To Die, Jess, Deb, Josephus, Steph, Zach, Christina, Angel, Blue Eyes, Dope Crew, Michelle, Kathy, Kate. What's going on, everybody? Yes, I've been busy. Thankful to Jmail World because it's made it a little easier for me to skim through. My God, man, did this guy ever pick up a phone? Like, did he ever actually pick up a phone and call people? That's what I always say. I say this to some like younger people that just constantly text. Like, man, like this guy never called anyone. He emailed everything. Like his communication was strictly through email, it seems, because basically everything is in there. And a lot of stuff that insinuates other stuff, which I'm still kind of making sense of. I'm pretty sure it goes where I think it does, but it's bad, dude. I mean, it is fucking bad. Like, really bad. Chevy, thank you for the $5 super chat, dude. Appreciate you. Thought you were talking about cooking there. I'm hungry. Well, I mean, emails can be retrieved by subpoena. So, I mean, either way, you do it through subpoena or otherwise. But, anyways, the point is, he emailed everything. He talked to everybody through there. And I love the way they have it set up. And I'll pull this up here really quick for everybody. Let's see if we can. First, let's pull up the YouTube to make sure I have a visual here. I need to have a visual, but we can actually pull this up and show people who have not gone through it this way. Sorry, guys, I'm just pulling up the emails for you so you guys can actually have a visual here. Okay. Alicia, thank you for the $10 super chat, Alicia. Appreciate you, Alicia. Thank you so much, Alicia. All right, let's pull this up really quick. Amy, thank you for the $5 Cash App too, by the way, Amy. I appreciate you, Amy. Seriously, thank you so much, everybody, for the support. I'm trying to catch up a little bit financially from my trips here before I make my other trip, another trip. So I appreciate the support. All right, let's pull this up here. All right, let's pull this up. Automatic. Here. Okay, so really, you gotta see my OBS here, but let's go here really quick. And let's take a look, right? This is how they have it set up. This is how it is set up. Okay? Let's see. Pull this up the right way. This is how they have it set up. Okay? So you can literally see the contacts here. Elon Musk, Ghislaine Maxwell, Larry Summers, Bannon, Chomsky, Pritzker, Tom Pritzker, Alan Dershowitz, Ken Starr, pretty much all those names there. Kathy, thank you for the $2 super chat, Kathy. Appreciate you, Kathy. But you go through this is his email. This is we're looking at this as if we would be looking at if we were Jeffrey Epstein and we were combing through his emails. It's crazy. One of the last emails here, as you can see, right, says right here, "You are dead. Good riddance." And I actually heard that this was actually someone. Who used to work at his bank or something. So apparently that's what that is, or that is what that's supposed to be. There, someone who worked at his bank. Yeah, that's it. Emily, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. I think the emailing was on purpose for evidence and leverage. It's very possible, but he could compile evidence elsewhere. He wouldn't need to do an email, but it's definitely possible. I think he partially felt this was never going to happen either, you know. But as we scroll through, you know, this is one of the weirdest emails, right? This is one of the weirdest. Now, we're looking here. This is an email that was received after his death, because this was on July 25th, right? Wasn't he already deceased by this point? Or maybe he wasn't. Was he already gone by this point? Maybe he was. What month did he pass away? I don't remember, but it says Cecilia Steen, and I looked through some of these emails, right, from this person, Cecilia in specific, and she is like talking about how Jeffrey did favors for her and blah, blah. I don't know who this is. But anyway, she says, "My dearest Jeffrey, I don't know when you'll get to read this. Oh yeah, this is after. I was so sad to read that you had been found unconscious in your cell. No matter what happens, I will always be loyal to you, and you will always be in my heart. I've been in remission for 2 years and just ended up at a return ship." And then redacted, "I'm now looking for a permanent job. I'm still in London." Who knows, right? These are some of the last emails he had received. Some of the last emails that he had received. So just to reiterate what we're looking at, we are looking at Jeffrey Epstein's email as if we're Jeffrey Epstein. We're looking at his, you know, we're on his desktop and we're looking at his, through his email, right? But it's even further. Like, so we go to attachments here, right? We go to attachments and we can just look through these photos. I mean, you know, just everything, anything he's ever sent, you know, anything that is a JPEG was sent through here, and you can pretty much go through just about anything, even PDF files. Any file he's ever attached to an email is here, from pictures of the island, just bizarre stuff, really. A lot of it super, super bizarre. Super bizarre. Yeah, this is basically his Gmail. This is what it looks like in his Gmail account. It's the list of contacts. So let's go to Elon Musk really quick. Let's go to Elon Musk. And I just want to go through some of the Elon Musk stuff. So this is Elon Musk right here. Okay, this is Elon Musk. Okay. So Elon Musk here, right, is basically trying to work out going to the island, right? So, like, for instance, when we go back here, they talk about Christmas and Elon's plans here, right? See if I could scroll up. Sorry. So, Elon says, "We'll be here over the holidays. Is there a good time to visit?" He wants to visit the island. Jeffrey says, "Any day, the 1st through the 8th. Play it by ear if you want. Always space for you," he says. Elon says, "Okay, probably the 1st then." Jeffrey then says, "The 2nd or the 3rd would be perfect. I would come and get you." I mean, they're obviously pretty close if he's offering to come and get him at this point. You know what I mean? Call me, Amy J. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate you. Elon then says, "I need to fly back to LA on the 2nd, so W." Jeffrey says, "Bad news. Unfortunately, my schedule will keep me in New York. I was really looking forward to finally spending time together with just fun as the agenda. I am So I am very disappointed. Hopefully we can schedule another time. Sorry, there's a lot of typos in the near future. Elon says, no problem. Jeffrey says, sorry it didn't work out. Just getting over it. How was your trip? Elon says, great. So what we see here repeatedly, right, is requests to go on the island in which are turned down. But let's scroll down further. Let's scroll down further and look at some other exchanges here. Another another email, Elon requesting when the island is available. Let's go here. Jeffrey asks Elon, did your brother tell you about Jen's pregnant joke? Will you be at 2 equals ? Elon says, I will be speaking at TED, but not there for very long. If you would like to talk, it would be best to do so at the SpaceX rocket factory, which is quite close to Long Beach. Isn't this unbelievable, folks? I mean, especially for Elon, who's calling out. You know what I mean? Like, he's straight up calling him out. Hold on one second, guys. Let me just edit something really quick. Sorry, I just want to make sure that I had the correct title on there. So as we continue through here, right, between Elon and Jeffrey, and we can go through whatever one you guys want to look at. Here's them having another discussion. Jeffrey says, congratulations, now it's time for fun. Elon says, thanks, now I need to focus on Tesla. Hopefully we'll have that sorted out in a few months. Remember, Elon claimed this relationship never existed, right? That he was approached and he knew he was creepy. And yet these emails are full of Elon requesting and asking, right, whether he can come to the island. I mean, Elon is done after this. Jeffrey says, will you take a break? April? ? Jeffrey says, benefit analysis would probably show Tesla doing better with you getting more sleep. You guys can probably imagine what he's insinuating there. It's 3 a.m. in California, and I'm still working on Tesla and SpaceX email. We'll hit the sack shortly, but be up at 7 for call. April should be better, but it depends on how well Q1 goes. Right? Normally, I would agree, as I have found that my total daily productivity is optimal at around 6 to 6.5 hours of sleep. However, I fly to Geneva tomorrow, so staying up late puts me more in sync with that time zone. These guys are close. I mean, they're discussing he's discussing his sleeping schedule. I mean, it doesn't get any weirder than that. Talking about the holidays. Another one here talking about meeting for lunch. Right? Talking about meeting for lunch. Elon and Epstein were super close, man. Like, they were super close. Here's another one here. This is pretty important. I want you guys to listen here. This is Jeffrey Epstein saying, you're welcome to stay or just come for the day. Plenty of room. I will send the heli to get you. Helicopter he's talking about. Elon says, do you have any, this is an email to Jeffrey Epstein. Elon writes, do you have any parties planned? I've been working to the edge of sanity this year, and so once my kids head home for Christmas, I really want to hit the party scene in St. Bart's or elsewhere and let loose. And let loose, folks. He's emailing him in December 2012. This guy's already a tier 1 convicted sex offender. I mean, he says the invitation is much appreciated, but a peaceful island experience is the opposite of what I'm looking for. He's the opposite of what he's looking for is a peaceful experience. Weird. Straight up weird. Another one is Elon asks Jeffrey, do you want to join us and some others for drinks on the 30th around 10 or 11? Jeffrey Epstein writes, we will only come tomorrow for the day. We'll be seeing friends in the something for a while. Return to my island in the evening. So a lot of conversation between these two back and forth, man. No, this was in September. These are all emails. All of these emails you're seeing here, right? We're literally looking at this as if we're Jeffrey Epstein, right? And we're in his email. This is in his email account. These are all exchanges between Epstein and Musk. So, I mean, that's as bad as it gets right there. A lot of stuff with Michael Wolff. Here's this person who one of the last people he ever sent an email to, which I thought was really fucking weird, dude. Like, here's another one. This is one of the last people that, I forget who this person was, but here they write, Jeffrey, dear, my life in Dubai is well. I work, I play, I'm happy here because of everything you unselfishly did for me. Then writes in this, right? And then leaves their number. I wonder if we should call some of these people and see if these numbers still answer. I doubt it, but stuff from Mark Epstein, right? Stuff from Mark Epstein, pretty crazy stuff, personal stuff here. Him and Mark Epstein, stuff mentioning that he's with Bannon, the stuff about Bubba, but it further expands on that. So there's a lot of stuff in there. A lot of stuff about Trump, just all sorts of shit. But everything's in here. Now we go to the attachments like I was going to before, right? And these are the pictures. These are the pictures. These are just all sorts of pictures of random things in his life. Pictures of planes. You know, just all sorts of bizarre shit, dude. Here's Ghislaine Maxwell right here. There's Ghislaine. Let's keep going. Let's keep going down here. Workout equipment. You know, I get really creeped out because there's like random... There's like random ass... photo. Like, what the... like... Pictures of kids in here too, which is always deeply disturbing. But all sorts of stuff. All sorts of weird shit, dude. This guy basically had all the money in the world. Basically had every dollar you could ever dream of. And he chose to use it to exploit children. That's a sick puppy. Really. That's a sick puppy. But I never trust these people with this type of wealth. You know, you had to do shitty shit. You know, you had to do horrible shit to obtain that kind of wealth. You know? I've always felt that anyway. But let's keep scrolling down here and just go through some stuff here. These are all photographs. Sorry, guys, I'm just waiting to... like, what is this? What is this? I was wondering what this was before. Like, what is this? You know what I mean? Any ideas on what this is, folks? Anyone familiar with what this is? This little room? I mean, what is this? Anyone know what this is? Someone must have an idea. What is that? Mel, thank you so much. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, I think that is Mel. Just thank you so much for the 4.99 super chat. I really appreciate you. It's about as big as I can make it. Let's keep going here. Let's just keep going through some of these pictures, dude. There's so much. There's so much. It's ridiculous. If you guys are just joining, we are looking through Jeffrey Epstein's email. That's what we are scrolling through right now. Like just filthy rich stuff. Like here's a helicopter being painted. I think that's his helicopter. Pictures of children always creep me out, dude. Lots of pictures of like babies and stuff. That's Ghislaine Maxwell. I want to let people know there is some disturbing stuff here, so if you are at all disturbed by that kind of stuff, we're going through his email right now, so you know. Picture of Bill Clinton. Here it looks like we got a bunch of kids. Like you don't know what's what, you know what I mean, in a lot of these cases. And some of this stuff dates back years. I did see them, yes. Looks to be someone here installing a bathroom or something. He's sending that to someone. Is this something from the island? Something from the island or something? Watch. What the fuck? What is this? Weird, dude. Fucking weird. Anyone know who this is? This guy looks familiar. Who is this guy? Does anyone recognize this guy? This guy looks familiar. Anyone recognize this guy? Yeah, that was an armored door. I don't know what the fuck. In the back of a vehicle? I'll scroll down to it again. It's literally what appears to be like an armored, I don't even know if it's armored. Making changes. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you making changes. Just looks like something that you wouldn't be able to get out of. You know, that kind of deal. So anyway, as we go through some more emails here, let's talk. There's Bill Gates. Let's go to Bill Gates. Bill Gates, a lot of back and forth with these two. Will you be around the week of the 28th? Talking a lot about dinner. Bill Gates says, I will get back to you on the dinner. I would like to do it. I fly to New York on the 20th. So a lot of back and forth with these two about meeting up, him and Bill Gates. A lot of stuff with Alan Dershowitz, talking about these lawsuits. You know what's crazy? I read in here, in one conversation I believe that he's having with Michael Wolff, and let me actually pull that up. See if we can go to the Michael Wolff stuff. They start discussing the Trump strategy and his similarities to Trump. And they start discussing, how does Trump get out from underneath this same stuff that I'm struggling to get underneath from? And they're talking back and forth, and they're like, well, Trump is good at redirecting and changing the conversation and different. It's really bizarre. Like, let's just search up here, Trump. And let's see what comes up. We're just going to search Trump here. Why isn't that coming up now? What the fuck? Here they said, see if I can go back to this here. I'm not even going to try and do that because it seems to have a lot of conversations about Trump. I'm trying to find. New York Times calling me about you. Let's look at this one. Jeff, how plausible is the idea that Trump is real cocaine user? Jeffrey Epstein says yes. You know, Trump plays the I'm sober card. I don't ever touch anything. A lot of conversations about Donald Trump's drug usage, making changes. Thank you so much, too, by the way. I can't remember if I thanked you, but I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. So here's Jeffrey Epstein saying that Donald Trump is, in fact, a user of cocaine right here. Let's see.